What's up YouTube? Rhea Sunshine here, and today I'm going to teach you how to get 1,000,000 followers on Instagram.
Rhea Sunshine TV. Oh yeah.
So I get asked a lot how I built my following. I currently have over 1.2 million followers on Instagram, and I started from scratch. And the answer is one that people don't really like to hear. The answer is a lot of hard work. There's really no such thing as overnight success when you're building a following online from nothing. Basically, it's a lot of hard work. I started my Instagram. I had an Instagram like for some months before, but I actually started really posting January 2015. And then I got my first 100,000 followers by November that year, I believe. Yeah. And then it took me like a year and a half after that to get 1,000,000. Something like that, yeah. Anyway, so it does take time, it does take perseverance and consistency and hard work, but I'm gonna give you a detailed step-by-step method to doing it yourself. If you do follow these steps, you are on your way to 1,000,000 followers on Instagram. Okay, step number 1 is to create good content. I know it sounds simple, but it is actually pretty hard. This is what distinguishes you from other pages, so you need to decide what type of content are you going to post and try to create the best possible content in that category. Just think about if you were scrolling through your Instagram or your Explore page on Instagram, what kind of photos and videos do you like to click on and draw you to go to the page? What kind of content is good? Notice some of that and try to incorporate that into your own content. One huge tip I have that I notice in pages that I like and that pages that do really well is they all have photos that have good light. You want a nice, clear, crisp image always if possible. And that is really easily done with nice lighting. Number 2, listen to feedback from your audience. Now, it does take time to build up an audience, even a small audience, but once you do build up a small audience, start taking note of what type of content gets the best response, gets the most likes, gets the most comments, gets people talking, gets people following you. Really take that into account and notice what attributes of the photos or videos that you post are doing that and try to post more content like that. For example, I happen to know from my content, selfies that show most of my torso or all of my torso where I'm looking straight at the camera do really well. I also know immediately if a post is not going to do well. For example, any posts that have text written on them do terribly for me. So keep that in mind and try to post content that your audience enjoys, because after all, you really are providing value to your audience by having a page, and you need to always think about it in those terms. Number 3, engage with other pages and users on Instagram. So this means liking, commenting, and following other pages. You want to comment thought-provoking comments, not just spammy comments. This is really important. Comments such as, check out my page or follow me will most likely get you blocked versus followed. So try to post comments that make people think or give value in some way, and then they go, oh, cool, let me check out this person, see what they're about. Ideally, then they go to your page and you have such great content that they want to follow you. Number 4, post often and consistently. I would suggest posting at least 2 to 3 posts a day if you're trying to grow your page. The other key aspect is posting consistently. Try not to miss any days. Missed days happen, but don't just go MIA for weeks or months at a time. Number 5, utilize Instagram Live and the Stories feature. Instagram Live and Stories are a great way to show your audience another aspect of your life or your brand that they may not see on your main page. A lot of behind the scenes stuff is great there, and it's just a way to build a connection with them and let them see a little bit more of the nitty-gritty side of you or your life or your brand or whatever you're showing on Instagram. Stories and Instagram Live feature are also another great way for people to find you. Number 6, utilize hashtags and location features. Obviously, people can find you by using a hashtag, and location is basically like another type of hashtag based on your location. I personally like to keep a running list of common hashtags that I'll use, but I do try to tweak it from time to time, and you should definitely do that. I keep it in my notepad on my phone, and then I'll just copy paste into the comment section on my picture, and not the caption, so that the caption doesn't get too obnoxious and like spammy looking. I do recommend trying to include some hashtags that are specific to the photo that you might not use on every other photo. For example, a recent picture of mine, I posted a picture in the water with fishnets with my booty in the air. So besides just the booty hashtags and such, I also included hashtag fishnet, hashtag wet look, stuff like that is good. Number 7, share for shares, shoutouts for shoutouts, S for S, SFS. These have the most annoying names and I honestly hate typing them, but they can be really beneficial for exposing yourself to a larger audience. So by doing this, you find another content creator that has a similar style as you do and probably an audience that would also like your page, and that's also around the same follower count. So let's say you have 1,000 followers or 5,000 followers. You can find someone with around the same amount of followers and hopefully around the same engagement level that you have, and DM them and say what's up and ask if they want to trade shares, and that's a great way to expose yourself to a new audience. I would try to keep these at a minimum, although I do definitely recommend doing them. You just don't want to seem too spammy, so you want to make sure you're posting a lot more of your own content than you're doing shares. So I would say like 2% shares to 98% your own content, something like that. This is also a great way to start building relationships with other content creators and building friendships that later on help you out even more. Number 8, send your content to promotional pages that will post without you even having to post them. There are pages on Instagram that are purely promotional pages. For example, I follow several Pomeranian pages that post pictures of different Pomeranians every day, and no, one person does not own 1,000 different Pomeranians. They are collections from other people's pages. So these types of pages enjoy getting new fresh content to post, and they love it, and that's what they post, and they'll tag your page for it. So this is a great way. Don't be discouraged if they don't post your image. Keep trying, and also use it as a learning experience. If they don't post your image, look at your image compared to what they post. If they have a thriving page, see, oh, maybe my lighting wasn't good, maybe the picture wasn't crisp enough. You can use it as a learning tool to help you improve your page. Number 9, paying for promotion. You can also do paid promotions. I've never personally done this. I put a ton of work and a ton of hours and effort into sharing for sharing, all that stuff. I have never personally paid for it, but I do know it is possible and feasible as long as you're doing it right. So you definitely don't want to pay for followers or likes. That will get you nowhere. Those are just like, I don't know, bots. They're like dead air. It's not going to help you. The whole point of having a following is actually having a following of people that you can engage with and build relationships with and form a community. So that won't get you anywhere. I wouldn't even think about that if I were you. However, you can think about paying for promotion on promotional pages. I would just make sure to be cautious, make sure the page does get good engagement and that their audience looks similar to the audience that you would hope to gain. In addition, I would make sure before you do any share for shares or paid promotional posts that you make sure your page is already growing organically. So that means it's already growing on its own without you having to do any sort of promotional work. That's a good sign that your page is on the right track and that people actually want to follow it. Number 10, utilize your blessings, but be aware of your curse. And this is just my way of saying there are pros and cons to everything. For example, my blessing would be that I'm generally perceived as attractive and I like to showcase my body on Instagram. That can help things move along. However, it's also a huge curse. Instagram and all social media channels tend to be really strict on sexualized images. Even if they follow all the rules, they'll get deleted often and they'll even delete your entire account. So don't you dare say it's easier to build an account as a woman who's okay with showing her body, because it's honestly not. However, maybe if you have a car page, it's like slightly less sexy to some people, so you feel like it might start off slower, but you're never going to offend someone in the same way. So you kind of have to look at your blessings, your curse, try to use what you can while keeping in mind your curse. Number 11, watch what others do and grow from it. Notice any trends that are happening and partake in them if they fit with your page and your image. Also, take note of the pages that you like and that are doing well, and notice how often they post, maybe what times of day they post. Notice what they're saying in their captions and how they're engaging with their audience, and just take notes and internalize it and make it your own so that you can engage with your audience in your own unique way while always growing and becoming a better content creator. And number 12, engage with your audience to keep them coming back. Like I said, notice what they like, interact with them, post provoking captions, comment back, go to their pages, like some of their stuff. If you do, stay authentic. Just do things they'd like, giveaways, prizes, whatever you think they'd like that provides them value. And there you have it, 12 simple steps to grow your Instagram to 1 million followers. While they are simple, it does require a hell of a lot of hard work. So keep that in mind, but just know that if I could do it, you can do it. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know if I forgot about any useful tips for growing your Instagram. Also, please give this channel a subscribe. I really, really, really appreciate everyone who's subscribing. It's really fun to make YouTube videos. I'm still pretty new to this. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, and of course, subscribe to my Instagram. No, I'm just kidding. But do subscribe to all of my social media channels. I'll link them all down below. And see you next time.